Baruch Hu is the one that the runner no does?
Well, that's what was on your list, maybe.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna think of it as G flat instead of F sharp.
Whatever floats your boat.
You know, it's easier to think about. Less sharps and many flats.
Look at my.
Why is there a question mark about Kaddish Yatom?
It wasn't on the list.
Oh.
I'm assuming he does it.
But there's no key, so.
Well, no. It's the key of spokenness.
And we usually do Aleinu in D or E flat. Okay. Then I have no more questions.
Thank you
Oh,
so
it's
much.
written there anyway, so you know.
I wrote it.
Well, of course you did.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I see. Or Aleinu, then Kiddush. Okay.
Now, I'm not sure if the order was.
I'll keep my ears open and wait for an announcement about. I'll be aware.
Let's see, where do I put this? I think I put it over here. Oh.
You okay?
No, it's like one of those, comic routines.
Yeah, I
You
get
bend
it.
down, you get up, you
Yeah.
bump into the microphone.
I got it. Got it. It happens to me all the time.
And per your suggestion.
Okay. You just have him start and I'll find it. Shabbat Shalom. You ready?
I gave you this.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. We have friends. Who are the lions and tigers and bears?
Oh my!
There you go. Let's try that again. Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my!
There we go. So we have lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and we have smiling faces. It's nice to see some of you are here with your grandparents. Some of you are here wearing a shofar on your... Look, everyone, look, this is how religious Jesse Schuldenfrei is. He wears a shofar on his shirt. Yay. Is that a show? Stand up. Stand up, stand up. Look, there's a shofar on his shirt. It's very religious. Very, very religious. Okay, but you can go get a yarmulke. That would be helpful. No, you need an yarmulke. It wasn't like a suggestion. It was like an imperative. So, yes. So anyway, Shabbat Shalom. The first song that we sing is Shalom Aleichem, where we acknowledge the Shabbat angels. And the Shabbat angels, there's a story that what happens is that for every home, two angels come and visit. And if the home is prepared for Shabbat, there's sort of like a grumpy angel and a very nicely spirited angel. And if it's a home that's prepared for Shabbat, the good angel says, wow, may it be like this next week. And the grumpy angel is compelled to say amen.
Amen.
However, if the house is not quite ready, just the opposite. So we're here to make it a Shalom Aleichem so that you all who are prepared for Shabbat, may it be so next week. May you enjoy one another's company. So stand as a family. Nico with your family. Stand with the family. Swing an arm around somebody. Shalom Aleichem towards the bottom of page 5. More importantly, just put your arms around each other. C minor.
It says C minor?
C minor. It's a C minus.
Is that C minor?
Yeah. It's just
Not
not a
exactly
C.
in tune. That's too bad. That's really too bad. Give me an E first.
Preparatory prayer, everybody. Just preparatory.
It's perfect because Peter is coming in. Okay, Shalom Aleichem in sort of the key of C minor. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ba ba ba, Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Yimelech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Okay, you could turn to the bottom to page 11, or you could just get your hands. Everyone, this is Kabbalat Shabbat, which means we're greeting Shabbat, and we're greeting Shabbat with gusto, which means with a lot of spirit, because Nico, we're happy that it's Shabbat. We're happy to celebrate your bar mitzvah this weekend. We're happy to have your family. Let's give Nico a round of applause. All right, let's keep the hands together now.
Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, Adonai.
Lechu neranena, lechu neranena,
lechu neranena, Adonai. Naria, Naria, letzur yishenu, lekadma fanav b'toda. Naria, Naria, letzur yishenu, nismiro Naria lo. Lechu neranena,
lechu neranena,
lechu neranena, Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, Adonai.
Page 20, Romimu. Keep clapping along here.
Romimu
Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtahavu lehar kocho. Romimu
Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtahavu lehar kocho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romimu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romimu. Pick it up! Romimu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kocho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kocho.
Some of you attend our ECC, our preschool. Raise your hand if you are in the ECC. Can you raise your hand? Raise your hand if you know the puppet, Rabbi Schuldenfrei Jr. Raise your hand. Right. Well, today we had a graduation or a what did they call it? I forgot. The culmination ceremony. That means graduation without using the word graduation. But we'll just go with it that it was a graduation without saying the word graduation. And there were so many pretty dresses and so many fine-looking people. And that's how we think about Shabbat. We imagine that Shabbat is like a bride a beautiful bride who's being married to the Jewish people, and we sing a song to the bride as she comes in. There she is now. It's pretend. What color dress do you think that the Shabbat bride is wearing? What color dress? White. Do we want to add? Do we want to embellish anything? Anything? There's white. Any other colors on her dress? Pink, blue, blue flowers, black, a little goth theme. Okay, any other colors? White. Well, and then the thing that you want to avoid is grape juice color. So as the rabbi, I always tell couples when I'm under the chuppah, actually Michael and Leah, I married them, and I always say you have to use the white grape juice. Because the rabbi doesn't want the pressure of, you don't want to be that guy. Whoops. Anyway, so there is black, there is white, there is red, there is, someone said pink, lots of different, and there she is, the Shabbat bride. And we imagine that this is the highlight of our week as we bring in Shabbat, our Shabbat bride with Lecha Dodi. Okay.
1, 2, last.
So the first and second and the last. And I'll tell you when to get up, and then we'll say, come on in, Shabbat bride. Okay, here we go.
Lecha, lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela la la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela la 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, hishme'anu el ha'meyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, le'shemo tiferet v'liti la la la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela la la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lekrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor abiracha, mirosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila la la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
And then we rise and we say, come in peace, Shabbat bride, cause us gladness. Allow us to leave the schmutz of the rest of the world behind us. All of those concerns that we have about school and about things that are going a little not so great at the office. But let us now, with our presence of family and friends, be grounded in the majesty of Shabbat and the potential for a higher spiritual plane. We say Boi v'shalom as we welcome in the Shabbat bride. We face the entranceway.
Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam besimcha u'v'tzola. Toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi cha, la 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
And that is an extra special mitzvah when you walk in. Molly, when you're like to your husband, Ilan, I'm not just your kala, but I'm like the Shabbos
Welcome,
kala.
Shabbat bride.
That is like a serious kavod that you have gotten. So anyway, we're going to now ask everyone to, well, stay standing actually, if you wouldn't mind. And we're going to invite Joe to come lead us. You can bring your whole family or whoever you'd like to, yeah, come on up. And we're going to light the Shabbat candles. So why don't you all go behind the table there. Now, to everyone, Nico is celebrating his bar mitzvah tomorrow, which means that he gets Mazel Tov. That means that Nico gets to read from the Torah just like the thousands and thousands and thousands of people before him for generation and generation. And it was really beautiful hearing about, Nico, the story of your family and from the different places of the world that they come, and now what's brought you all together at this moment. So with Jaxie and Mom and Dad and your extended family, we'll invite Mom to make the bracha, the blessing over the candles. Everyone, what we do is we bring in the candles like this to like warm our souls. Go ahead.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. And then these are, look at this. Wow, look at that. And Nico, what we hope for you is just as these candles, and I use it with air quotes, as these candles illuminate our sanctuary, our sacred space, we hope that the light of your soul continues to illuminate and be a source of light for your family, for your community, and for the world. And let us all say, Amen. And speaking of blessings, we can all be seated. We're going to invite Mom and Dad, Joe and Peter, to come on over here. And you're going to stand front and center for all of the millions who are watching online. And we're going to invite you to, there you go. That's right. This does better than Double Dare. Maybe. Well, the Nielsen polls, we'll see.
Double Dare was canceled and Shabbat is not. So
Double Dare was canceled, right? So, like,
maybe you're on.
I'm onto something. So we'll invite, where did Nico go?
He's behind you.
Oh, you did like a little, I thought you were going to slime me. We're going to play with this, yeah. So, and everyone here, when you have a bar or bat mitzvah, your parents will also stand up here and they'll give you very special gifts. And to present this very special gift to Nico or his parents, and his dad is going to gift me those sneakers after the bar mitzvah. Those are pretty sweet.
Want to hold that for a second? Yeah. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I won't take a lot of your time, but Nico and all the youngsters in the audience that maybe have not had the chance to put a talit on and will someday, just a couple quick words. You know, there's a lot of customs in our religion, as you well know already. And each custom sort of gives us a little peek into a little bit of Judaism and a little bit of Yiddishkeit, every custom. And a talit is not different. You know, there's the numerology plays a big deal in Judaism, and so there's the numbers game when you talk about the word talit and all the knots and the fringes. You know what they add up to? 613. That's how many commandments there are in the Torah. So when we wear tzitzit, when we wear a talit, we're reminded of all those things that we strive to do. There's also the symbolic gesture of covering yourself with the talit, which we've seen everybody do. And, you know, it's just you and Hashem when you're praying, and you want that respect and that honor, and cover yourself with the talit. That's another custom. And then there's, as a lot of things in Judaism, it's just a reminder. You know, wearing this reminds us of striving to become a better person, striving to become a better Jew. And then personally, it's a reminder that my little firstborn kid who wanted to come out so badly, he was a month and a half early. And I look at him now and it reminds me he's not, you know, my little baby anymore, but rather a young man, and I want this talit to remind you that this is the beginning of your journey as a young man in Judaism and just as a young man as a whole. And we're so proud of you. And with that, Mazel Tov, congratulations. And we're not going to put it on because it's Erev Shabbat here, but tomorrow I think you'll have an opportunity to put that on and read from the Torah for the first time.
And Nico, you know what one of the 613 commandments are? Thou shalt give mom and dad a kiss. So pucker up, buttercup. Let's go. That's right.
6:12 to go.
That's right. So, Nico, we want you to, as Dad said, "Laman tizkaru v'asitem ekol mitzvotai," that you should remember how you feel in front of your family and the connection that you have with your community, and that should be a boost to you, a spiritual boost that allows you to go out and make changes into the world. And we feel very confident that you'll accomplish all of that. And we all say, Amen. Mazel Tov. All right, we did Kabbalat Shabbat, so we are now ready for the evening service, beginning with the Baruch Hu on page 39. So we're going to ask everyone to please rise for the Baruch Hu on page 39. The Baruch Hu is our call to prayer, page 39. You could do it.
La 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 na 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 na. Forgot about that way. Na 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 la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Ya na 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 ya 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 na 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 na. Ki hem chayenu is at the bottom of page 40. It's right before the Shema. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. You can sit. Ki hem chayenu. Sit down. Ve'orech yameinu. U'lahem negeh yomam v'layla.
Ki hem hayenu, ve'orech yameinu, u'bahem negeh yomam v'layla. Ki hem hayenu, ve'orech yameinu, u'bahem negeh yomam v'layla. Ki hem hayenu, ve'orech
Urech yameinu. Uvahem negeh yomam v'layla. And ki hem chayenu. Ve'orech yameinu. Uvahem negeh yomam v'layla. Ki hem chayenu. Ve'orech yameinu. Uvahem negeh yomam v'layla. V'avatcha tasir mimenu li'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai. Ohev amo Yisrael.
Amen. So, Shema, the Shema is a special blessing because it's actually interesting. If you think about the words of the Shema is telling us that we actually have to talk to one another. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Listen up And the way that we listen, Israel, is by opening our ears to the sound of God. And where we find the sound of God? From one another. So it's sort of like when you're like with your brother, you got to listen to one another. When you're talking with your parents, you got to listen to your parents, because we believe that the Spirit of God is found in the souls of human beings. And that's a very powerful spiritual message. So with that, who would like to lead us in Shema? Like if you don't have like a, okay, come on up, guys. You're going to lead us in the Shema. Would anyone like to join Ella and Ari? Do you guys, yeah, come on up. Whoever would like to join us in the Shema, do you guys want to stand up here?
Yeah. Turn me.
Okay. So, anyone else want to lead us in the Shema? Well, okay. Not the full thing? You want to just, you know the whole thing? Okay, so you'll do this. Here. So I'll hold this up for you guys. And when you don't know, just, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? One. Here, everyone take your hands and go like this. Put them over your eyes. 1, 2, 3.
Shema
Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu,
Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta
et
Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha
ובכל נפשך
ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה
אשר אנוכי מצווך היום אברך ושננתם לבונך ודיברת בם בשבתך
בביתך
ובלך בדרך
ובשוכבך
ובקומך
וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך
והיו
תותפות
בין עיניך
וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
That was awesome. Great job, everybody. Now, does someone want to pull me up? All right. And now we are ready for the Micha Mocha, which is in the middle of page 44. The middle of 44, Micha Mocha.
Yam bam bam bim bim bam, yam bam bam bim bam, yam bam bam bim bim bam, yam bam bam bim bam. Ay 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 ay, yam bam bam bim. Like this, yeah. Ay 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 ay, yam bam bam bim bam. Micha mocha b'elim Adonai, micha mocha nedar b'kodesh. Norati lo osefele, norati lo osefele, ma'alechutecha za'u banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe, ze'eli yahanu ve'amru Adonai yimloch li'olam. And here we go. Yam bam bam bim bim bam, yam bam bam bim bam, yam bam bam bim bim bam, yam bam bam bim bam. Ay 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 ay, yam bam bam bim bam. Ay 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 ay, yam bam bam bim bam.
The Micha Mocha refers back to that time. How many remember Passover? How many remember Passover? A little bit, right? Who is the bad guy during the Passover service? Who is the bad guy, Michael?
Pharaoh.
He was Pharaoh. What did Pharaoh do that wasn't so good? Go ahead, Elliot.
Make people slaves.
That's right. So he's sort of, the Pharaoh brought people down. And God raised people up. And so what we do is we sing the Micha Mocha to remind us of that. And then we add a special prayer, which is the Hashkivenu, our evening prayer for peace, which reminds us that there is still in the world a place where there are people who are brought low. And so now it's our job, just like God brought the people up from the Pharaoh, it's our job now to raise the world with peace. So God set the example for us, and now it's up to us to follow. And that's the message of the Hashkivenu. So like in peace, put your arm around somebody. Put your arm around someone that you love or that you just met. It doesn't really matter. And let's sing the Hashkivenu with the hope that the beauty of this music can inspire us to be more kind to one another and more peaceful in the world. The Hashkivenu, our evening prayer for peace. Jesse Schuldenfrei, would you kindly come here and put your arm around me?
Lai da dai 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 da dai, ai da lai 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 da dai, ai lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, yai da dai 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 da dai, yai la lai 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 la lai, ai lai 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 lai, nai 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 nai. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushma tzeitenu uvoenu lechayim ushalom me'ata v'ad olam. Oh, hai da dai dai dai, Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim.
Baruch Atah Adonai, Haporei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May God, who has given us so many blessings in our life, help us to be a source of blessing to our families, to the world, and ultimately to be a source of light. And let us all say,
Amen.
Amen. Okay, we are now going to rise. And this is, you have a question? Okay, wait, we got to, before we rise, we have a question. Rabbis love questions. Go ahead, Michael. Mikamocha? Like, it's like, who is like you, God? It's like saying, Michamocha is like, wow, God, I can't believe how awesome you were when you helped bring us, because before it was okay to live in a world with slavery. And so that story with Pharaoh, that's the first time when someone said, wait a second, this isn't right. Human beings don't treat each other like that. And so now we learn, Michamocha, who is like you? God. And now actually the answer is, we're supposed to be like you, God. We're supposed to try and bring peace to the world. What an excellent question. All right, we'll ask everyone to, you want to add to that? What's that? Slavery was what? Oh, that's right. Slavery was, so we're still working on the world. That's right, Jesse. All right, well, everyone stand up, and this is what we're going to do. So what we do is we take 3 steps back. We step away from all the kind of like schmutz in the world, right? We have lots of things going on in our head, And sometimes we allow things that are not all that important to occupy a lot of space in our head. So we step back from all that stuff, all the schmutz, and we say, Adonai sifatai tiftach. We kind of clear our heads, and we recognize what's important. And when we have that in our hearts and in our souls, then we approach and we say, Ufi yagid tehilatecha. And then we are ready for our own prayers. So it's like the Jewish 6-step. It's the only Jewish dance I know. Adonai sifatai tiftach. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. And the cantor is going to lead us.
Ay na 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 Adonai. Ay na 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 sfatai tiftach. Ay na 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ana na 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 Adonai. Ana na 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 sfatai tiftach. Ana na 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha.
And everyone now take at least one moment to think about how you can be a source of blessing in the world. And when you're done with your own Amidah, when you're done with your own prayers, you can be seated. And we sing Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom bimromav. Ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Yam ba da nai 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 nai, hi lai 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 lai, ya la lai la lai lai lai, ya la lai la la lai lai lai, ya la la lai 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 lai, hi lai 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 lai, ya la nai 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 nai, ya la nai 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 nai. Oh Oseh shalom bimromav. Ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Let's all say amen together. Amen.
Excellent. So I have a question for you. Why do we drink grape juice or wine for Kiddush?
Why not?
Well, here's the why not, David. Jesse, why do we do it, you think? You have to come closer, we can't hear you. Because it's sweet. Oh, good. What's another reason? Excellent. So it's sweet, and we want Shabbat to be sweet. What's another reason why we may drink grape juice on Shabbat? Go ahead, David.
The first thing that came in mind when they were thinking about juices they could use, leave a stain on you.
That's right, exactly. If you want to leave a permanent impression, right? If we want Shabbat to leave a lasting mark, then use grape juice because you can never get the stain out. That is very sageful, David. Okay, what is another reason why grape juice for Kiddush? Any other reasons? Go ahead, Michael.
That was the only fruit of the vine in ancient Israel.
Right, that is one, maybe, let's think about that, but it was a fruit of the vine in ancient Israel. Good, so it gives us, for instance, if we were having an Israel trip next summer and you guys wanted to come, maybe we can get some Israeli grapes for you. Okay, good. All right, so let me ask you, it seems to me, though, that we should actually make Kiddush over grapes and not grape juice, because the blessing is Borei Pri Hagafen. What does that mean? I'm going to put one person on the spot whose Hebrew is excellent. Annette, what does Borei Pri Hagafen mean? The Borei, though. Right. And then Borei is the creator of the fruit of the grape. Wait a second. If the blessing is blessing God, who is the creator of the fruit of the grape, why do we use grape juice? Why don't we just use grapes? In other words, the blessing is just about grapes. It's not about grape juice. Why do you think we don't use grapes, but we use grape juice? David, go ahead. Well, actually, David, that's actually brilliant what you just said, is that grapes, David, grow without our help. In other words, grapes are going to grow. Now, fine grapes, you need to give them a little nudge. But grapes will grow naturally. Grape juice, the human hand is necessary. We need to help. We need to take the grapes and make it into juice. So what is worthy for Shabbat is something that is not only created by God, but is also created by mankind. In other words, in Judaism, we believe that the way that we bring holiness into the world is not by stepping back and just watching, but is by being involved. And so my hope and my prayer for each of you is that you are makers of grape juice. In other words, that you get the grapes of the world and you turn it into juice. That you take all of the goodness of the world and you make it into something that's even better. All right, now talking about Kiddush, we'll ask everyone to please rise as Nico, our bar mitzvah, is going to lead us in Kiddush. And I just want to assure Mom and Dad it is grape juice and not wine. All right, Nico, you ready?
Just have them start.
Oh, you do? Okay, hold on.
We have to get you a cup, so hold on a second, okay?
I'll get it for you.
All right. Why don't, well, that's right. I'm going to do this.
Just watch your PPR.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Rabbi.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ehava uvratzon hinhelanu zikron lama'aseh bereshit ki hu yom tehila lemikraye kodesh zeher letziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'harta ve'atanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat ki'achelcha be'ahavra uvratzon hinhaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
Amen. Take a big sip of that, Nico, as the rest of us continue. Mazel tov, Nico. And we hope that you in your life, Nico, also, you kind of drank the whole thing there. You kind of like shotgunned it. Okay. We're going to continue with Elenu on page 56. You got it. It's okay. I'll give it to Mom.
עלינו לשבח לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגור עלינו ככל עמונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומשב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד מלכנו אפס זולתו ככתוב בתורתו וידעת היום והשבותה אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד על כן נקבל לך אדוני אלוהינו לרוב מראה בדברי זכרון ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
We can all be seated in love. We remember those who no longer walk this earth. And on this Shabbat, we are thinking about the family of Hillel Wasserman, who recently lost his brother-in-law, Jeffrey Sunderland. And on this Shabbat, we anticipate for the coming week the yahrzeits of Charles Baker, Oscar Block, David Braver, Miriam Edelman, Miriam Gross, Pauline Hertz, Alvin Lurie, Fred Rimmerman, Anna Superstein, Raymond Alpert, Peggy Brunig, Dov Grunstein, Tibor Chaim Grunstein, Miklos Grunstein, Pinchas Grunstein, Leb Grunstein, Yehudit Grunstein, Chaya Sarah Grunstein, Devorah Grunstein, Mordechai Grunstein, Sigmund Grunstein, Herschel Grunstein, Jock Rubenstein, Fanny Albertinsky, Tova Dershowitz, Julius Fligelman, Jordan Grinker, Razi Khorshid, Ida Mackler, Hertz Salberg, Faye Deichman, Francis Gottesman, Uziel Mungi, Anna Turbau, Andrea Wynn, Morris Sperling, Esther Blank, Sophie Lewin, Aaron Safinowitz, Max Berman, Sarah Fine, Michael Salkin, Evelyn Weisberg, and Dorothy Zimmerman. Is there anyone else observing a yahrzeit for someone I didn't mention? Tamar, who are you? Okay. We'd like to ask those of you who are in mourning or observing a yahrzeit to please rise as we sanctify God's name with the words of Mourner's Kaddish, page 58. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah bi'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yameachon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam ome'el maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram b'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. And may the memories of our loved ones be a source of comfort and blessing. And let us all say, amen. So we want to thank everyone for being here for the last Family Friday of the year. And we are smaller in number because a lot of people already left for camp or school is concluded. But that is fine. We are so happy that you're with us. Now, if you forgot, we are like sort of like a Jewish crowd, so we over-ordered food. So if you forgot to RSVP for food, that's fine. You're still invited. Just come and join us for dinner, and it's a mitzvah. So you'll consider joining us for food. The only requirement when you join us for dinner is that you're friendly to lots of people. So in other words, what I'd like you to do is on the way over there, what I'd like you to do is just find someone you haven't met or haven't seen in a while and introduce yourself. And so we just appreciate that. There's lots of wonderful things coming up after the synagogue, kind of like we're going to ease into things. The Cantor's going to go to Israel in a few weeks. I'm going to Israel in a few weeks, and we're going to recharge our batteries a little bit. But we have so many wonderful things in store for you in the coming year, and we're really excited about that. But before the coming year, we got a big day tomorrow. So we want to wish Nico a mazel tov as he is going to be called to the Torah tomorrow, 9:30 for his bar mitzvah. So Nico, we're looking forward to celebrating with you and with your entire family. And bruchim habayim, welcome. It's wonderful to have you all here celebrating this special simcha. Okay, we want to thank David Kaminer on the piano. We want to thank Cantor Judy Dubin-Aronoff for being with us this evening. Maura Zoe couldn't make it, and Cantor Aronoff said, let me at him. I'm ready to rock and roll. And so we appreciate that, Cantor Aronoff. And we want to thank everyone for being here. Any announcements that I'm missing? Anyone think of anything? No? What do you got? Anything? Okay. So anyway, food is there. We'll allow. We're going to close. What are we going to close with? You have any?
Od Yavo Shalom.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so we're going to close with Od Yavo Shalom. And again, please come join us for dinner and just introduce. No one sit at a table alone. Everyone, let's sit with people, and let's then also after we're seated, let's go around. Kids, before we play on the field, you got to eat dinner. Okay. You got to eat, and you got to eat something like that's almost healthy. Almost healthy is like what we're aspiring to. Okay, everyone stand up. Put your arms around your moms and your dads and your grandmas and your grandpas and your friends.
And everybody say, Od.
Od.
Od Yavo.
Od Yavo.
Od Yavo Shalom.
Od Yavo Shalom.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. One more time. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Salam Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Give your parents a hug and join us for dinner. Shabbat Shalom. You gotta talk to your dad about that. Did someone lose a ring with a blue stone in it? A ring with a blue stone in it? Does someone want a ring? No. Yeah?
Shabbat Shalom. Did you see Hadestown? Wasn't it great? I saw it.
It took me a while to get into it.
Well, it's different. Quite different.
Not just because it was different.
I was focusing on the stage, the running speech, the orchestra, or the band.
I mean, the best thing about the show is the trombone.
Oh, my God. She was dancing and intricately and playing. And then she played and I had a catch. She was really fine.
Going down the other. Alright, but let's go see what food they have because it is dinner time. We've only had snacks. You can come down.
I'll let you know. I'm going to talk to Deborah about it, make sure that it's all set. If it's not set, then I got to solidify the plan.
Diana?
Take care, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And David, I wanted to say hello to you, Diane Cabot. From Stephen S. Weiss and obviously working in Jewish World Watch with Janice. And I recognized you by your eyes.
Oh my God. Because I got maybe same eyes as Janet?
No, but I,
Because you saw my eyes.
because I saw
And you
your
and I
eyes.
have different glasses, so like, when you were lost. Now I see,
But it's been a few years,
and
obviously.
masks and, but
Yeah, but I wanted to say
wow, I can
hello.
wear a mask and people still recognize me.
Well, remember, I've known you for, off and on for many, many years, so I wanted to just.
How about the fact that we know, that people know that you like play piano?
Oh, that might, that makes like great,
Yeah.
good
So
good to see you.
I wanted to say hello and thank you for the service.
I gotta run.
Shalom.
I gotta run, okay?
Can I walk with you and talk with you?
You grab something?
Walk and talk at the same time? I
Walk and
Which
talk
the-
at the same time.
The guitar thing?
My guitar stand, that would be great. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna get a guitar thing still. Okay, Patrick, ciao.
Okay.
Bye, thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Well, be here tomorrow. We'll be over here.
Take care.
The problem is that Andreas is not ready. What? No, you won't, because he ended early. What time is it? Oh, no. Yeah, he should have been ready. They told me if I was ready by 6:45 minutes, 6:45. Yeah, he's shorthanded. He's getting the food out now, but he ain't ready. No, it's going to be him. Don't blame him. I mean, don't blame the show. Blame him for not doing his job. Again, I told him to have it ready. 6:45. Fucking Andreas, man.
He's not ready?